there are small tweaks that you made that actually changed many things for you. And you may not have realized it until you did, or you've done this on purpose. Like was something that was in your mind because you recognized the power of it and you began to practice these ways or this way because it feels like something very specific. Okay, good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. Okay, so when you view things objectively, you change your trajectory. Okay. Objectively, you're looking at something as an observer, as opposed to you actually being in it. You take yourself out of it. And that reminds me of like taking a step back and thinking about the situation and actually allowing yourself to see the situation for what it is, as opposed to what it may seem. Many people get caught up in their emotional, emotional turmoil that really isn't theirs. It's just a projection, and then they take it on as their own. It's kind of like when somebody pushes to verbally attack someone, or let me just say you, for an example. If someone says something to you that could be offensive to you if you take it that way, then it could really affect you. It can mess up your entire day. It could really throw you to the point where you are not focusing and you can keep reverting back to it. However, if you take their energy and observe it, as opposed to take it in and receive it, the outcome is going to be very different from what it could have been if you become, not really become, but if you choose to take it personally, because many things, they're taken personally, but they shouldn't be, because it's, there's like a motive behind it. Okay, there's intention behind it, whatever was said to you, or how someone behaved towards you. There's a motive. Most times there's a motive. Sometimes people do things when they're having like this, how can I say it? Because I don't want to make excuses for anyone. However, there are some times when people are going through things and they don't know how to handle it on their own. They don't know how to address it for themselves, to heal it, or to understand it, to not allow it to affect them. So they'll project it. They'll project negative energies on others around them so that they don't have to bear the weight alone. So a lot of times when you see people that have attitudes and walk around with like that nasty energy, it has a lot to do with them having trouble maintaining their own stuff. Okay, like their own stress and whatever is going on with them, and whoever's closest to them, or even sometimes people that are strangers, will like feel the backlash of that person not being able to handle their own stuff, basically. Sometimes it could be, like jealousy and envy and strange things like that, that come up inside of people. And it's like the message here is, don't take it personal. Just to sum it up, to make it simple, to simplify it. A lot of people are very sensitive, and that's a big reason why we see so much craziness right now, because the emotions are all out of whack. There's so many people that do not know how to control themselves. And self-control is just really about emotional regulation when you think about it. and you break it down, it's really about emotional intelligence and emotional regulation. People are out here doing all types of crazy things and having these outbursts because they're having personal problems in their own life. And in order to, how can I say, like, extract that excess energy from within them, you got people out here hurting people, fighting all the time, arguing all the time, starting unnecessary arguments. All that is excess energy that needs to go somewhere. And many people don't know how to transmute that energy into something that makes sense. And it just turns into like walking chaos. It's like a bunch of balls of walking chaos. Their aura is full of chaos. And whoever comes into contact with their aura gets the backlash from that excessive energy that's within them because they are angry, frustrated, sad, and depressed. So it's like, when you really pay attention, these stories that we've been hearing, not really stories as if they're fictional, but, these real life incidents that we keep seeing, it's about emotional irregulation. Their emotions are not regulated. So it's like Spirit wants you to know that your best course of action is to not take things so personally, because it could affect you in a negative way. And then the crazy part about it is a lot of that has nothing to do with you at all. And it could be perceived as something that has something to do with you, but it really doesn't. And if you're not so easily offended, there's a lot of nonsense that you steer clear of because it's not even yours to begin with. And then it's just a lot of people take on energy that they never needed to take on in the first place. A lot of these things that we see, if people weren't as sensitive as they were or as they are, they wouldn't go through them. It ends up turning into a self-inflicted wound, even if somebody projects some energy onto you or says something that could be seen as offensive. It's a good practice to recognize that the intentions were bad from the beginning to affect you. So if you look at it in such a way, you're not going to be as moved as you were before. You knew how it goes, like how this energy flows. If you allow it to come into your aura, into your auric field, it could affect your life force, basically. That's another simplification to help you understand this message, okay? So you making this little tweak in your life has changed your life for those who are not so sensitive and so moved by people's words and what they say, Now, it's one thing if somebody put their hands on you, do something like that, okay? But if somebody's just talking, you don't have to take that in. It's just like, that's your business, not mine, okay? So yeah, that's basically the message. This is just one of those small things that when you take this way on as your own, by not being so sensitive when it comes to people's words. Words only mean something if you make them mean something, but if you just recognize what people say as that's their own energy and not yours, you can't be affected by it. It's only if you choose to receive it that you become affected. Okay, so that's it for this message. If you deem this energy as suitable to continue to walk with you in your spiritual journey, drop it down in the comments below. 8888, I declare this is an aspect of my love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. You can also join the membership here on YouTube to gain access to additional content. And I'll see you in the next one.